Hey, what's up? It's Chris Nunn with 7SP. I like to go over a couple of things I do when I'm mastering your music. Normally, when I master your music, I have you send me your files, whether it's a stem, a pack of 8, or a stereo final mix, and I'll go ahead and throw it into my program. I'm using Innuendo here. Um, Also, like sometimes I'll use a reference if it's something that I hear about this song. I'm like, man, it needs to have that flavor. Or you might have a song that you were like, hey, I really love the way this song sounds. Could you kind of match the aesthetics, right? We're not trying to do a one for one copy most of the time, but we are trying to match aesthetics. So I'll also take that into account as I study your music and then start working on it. So my mastering chain, normally what I'll do is I'll start by sometimes I'll use a clip filter if it needs it, or if I want to have that little bit of character for it, um, and it'll just start kind of cutting off peaks and things like that will help me control the mix later a lot better. And then I'll likely work on the EQ, so just some overarching EQ. I'm not trying to change the final mix, especially you're like, hey, I like the mix. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to make enhance. I'm just trying to enhance the mix and just get the final product ready for distribution. Then I'll likely work on dynamics. So here's a compressor limiter combo from Ozone. No, it doesn't really matter, but this is what keeps your song sounding very consistent throughout, right? This is one of the things that help do that. So it kind of squashes anything that's too loud and brings out things that are maybe too low without over squashing it. I might even add more than one to do that. But the final product is what we're really worried about. And then I'll use a limiter at the end of the chain, the mixing chain, just to kind of get it to the right loudness and make sure it's hitting those LUFs, those the measuring units that are used to um, measure how loud a song is, essentially how it's perceived at least. And the streaming platforms normally have a criteria. One of the things that I do is I do make sure I do is I make sure your song sounds competitive. So sometimes the recommended levels, uh, if you try to stick with it all the way, sometimes I mean they'll just turn it down. It'll sound quiet compared to the competitors out there, the major labels going out there, or whatever. And we don't want that. We want it to sound just as loud, just as clear, and just as pristine as theirs. So that's what I'm here to make sure your music sounds like. All right. So that's just kind of a little peek behind the door of some of the things I do to make your song, your music ready for distribution. All right, Chris Nunn with Seven Sounds Productions. Peace.